Hi. Yeah. Um, Thank you for be here again, and we are going to talk about the protocols. Remember that we previously were talking about class, and also we were talking about structs, right? So now today we are going to talk about protocols. Protocols, why it's important. Protocols, why we need protocols. Why protocols give us some advantage. Regarding the things. We will be talking about extension as well, and yeah, it is amazing how to um, keep our application with all the um, most common topic, and things that we have available in Swift, right? So let's start. Um Charting number A, protocols and extension, and Swift relation in protocols. We know that all class and inherents, but Swift has a few more tricks for structuring programs, and they are a lot of Swiftier. Meet protocols and extension. Protocols in Swift let you define a blueprint, a specification, method, and properties that are required in some proposed or some piece of functionality. A protocol is adapted by a class struct and enumeration, and the actual implementation happen there, and type that provide the functionality needed and adapt a protocols are referenced to as conforming to the protocols. Extension simple let you add new functionality to existing type, right? So let's see. That's the fabulous question, and we are glad to ask you. Swift has a whole another way to build and related logic and object using protocols and extension. It's very Swifty, and it's kind of unique. Protocols let you define a set of definition, a set of functionality that sometimes can perform too, without having to provide the implementation until you confirm some mhm, to it. A protocol is a kind of like a contract, and you define protocols that are require something to have a particular cause, and a story as a string representing a color, and then any type that performs to any protocols absolutely must, under penalty of not compiling half a string properties called color. A type can confirm to more than a one protocols to say that it will implement multiple set of features. Got it? Existing extension allow you to add for implementation new method and properties without having to modify any implementation itself. Extensions are a great way to add useful functionality to class and struct you didn't write, like built-in type and etc. Right. So let's start with protocols. So we have protocols here. Protocols has the structure like this, similar to a class and a structs, right? And we also can put there's properties in any method, right? We also can, you are unable to inheritance from another structs, right? But you are able to inherit protocols to a structs. So it means that you can implement it, that kind of um, structs, right? The structs inherents, from a protocols, right? So you can implement then the you can suggest to implement some property, but you are or you can implement in a struct or class, whatever you decide. Suppose that we have the following problems, that we have different kind of robots. Like here it's have some antennas, doesn't have hands, but has feet, right? It doesn't have feet but have two hands and arms and have antennas as well. Suppose that it doesn't have feet, or legs, but has two antennas and two arms. Suppose that this robot has no arms, no antenna, and no legs. Suppose that we can call it like wheel. And this one doesn't have antenna. So it means that we have different kind of things, but at the end we have a robot, right? This robot is right. We can see here these robots, right? We have this robot. We can like assess those are there's attributes, and also antenna, arms, legs, wheels, right? What else? Head, of course. Oh, it doesn't have hair at all. I'm not sure, but we can leave it like this. It doesn't have head at all. So there's many way to represent as a protocol that kind of thing. Remember that if you come from Java, in Java, I think that we have something that we call interface. So instead of to use interface or call like interface, in Swift is a protocol. Just to give you a quick in case you know that language. Yeah, let's continue. So we figure out all the features of robots and can have and we can implement protocols for each robot features and use those protocols to implement type and for robots. There are a millions different ways that we could structure this kind of code, but this is a particular Swifty way. Figure out the possible features that we have. We have a robot, as we were talking, that have bipedal, that it have also two legs. It's have arms, as we were talking, and have wheels, etc. So suppose that we have all those different kind of attributes that this protocol has, and we have a protocols like a protocol has laser gun, right? It's called like this, and we also have some method that we can implement like here, and says bipedal and work, right? Of course it works because it can use their wheel but not by their sleds, right? Has arms, etc. So let's continue. So we have these robots, right, that have different parts, and using those kind of attributes we can put in construct our robots, right? So we have this one. It is like a bipedals and has antennas, right? And says like antennas count like this and says work, right? Robot is now working using its legs, right? Because has antenna and bipedal, right? And like here we put the counted and says like this and says work, right? But we can also apply those attributes to this protocol. Don't confuse, it is super easy. It's just to put and create your those attributes, and then you can implement in a struct or class, just to be focused on that. And we can also in